We are dipping our toes into some more advanced movements. We're gonna talk about the dip today. So this video is gonna cover the normal bench dip and your traditional bar supported dip. We're gonna start with the bench, and we'll work our way into the little bit more advanced bar dips. A couple of things, how we're gonna set this video along. We're gonna go how to set up, a couple of quick tips, and some mistakes you might see along the way as you get better at this. Starting with the bench supported dips. This is where I want you to start. If you've never dipped before, it's gonna be a little bit easier on the body and a little bit easier of a motion to pick up. But to start, we're gonna have our hand placement. You wanna have your hands directly behind you on the bench. You're gonna have your a little bit outside of shoulders, right? If you wanna get crazy with it, you can have your hands directly behind, but just to not, keep your hands right off to the side. You'll be right off the edge of the long side of the bench, so don't get on the narrow part. Give yourself some space to get better with this. That's gonna lead us to where our feet are. So the closer you have your feet, the easier it's gonna be. A little bit less resistance, lets you focus on the form, focus on the squeeze of your triceps, which is what we're really trying to work on here. Then as you get a little bit better, a little bit more practice, you can start scooting your feet out until your feet are fully extended off the side of the bench. Once you get there, you can start getting all kinds of different craziness. You know, you can set your feet up on another bench or another box in front of you, but leave that till you get there, right? Practice the movement here first. Keep control. Don't get crazy. If it feels too much and you have your feet kind of far out, bring it back. Focus on the form, focus on the triceps, doing the work. Don't let it all up in your neck. It's gonna be a bad time. When we cover the bench part, we're gonna talk about your standard dip. So the standard dip, you can work this a couple ways. The first thing we're talking about is the body position of the dip, right? So upright posture, right? If you're vertical on the dip bars, you're gonna get a lot more triceps, right? If you're just benching from here or dipping from here, it's gonna be a lot more tries. If you decide you want to get a little bit more front activation in your chest, your shoulders, what you can do is you can lean forward on the dip bar. That'll get a little bit more front side engagement, a little bit more delt, a little bit more chest. Both work, but you know the different body position is going to give you a different result. You may not be able to do the transition from a bench dip to a full bar dip. It might be too big of a jump. So what you can do is you can take a band across the bars and then rest your knees within there. That little band tension is going to help you get out from the very bottom, which is the hardest part of the dip, and it'll help you kind of get a few more practice reps and let you get a little bit more volume with these dips until you build up enough workload to be able to get through the dips on your own. So that leads to a couple mistakes that we've already kind of touched on here in the video. The first one is overreaching, right? You start off a little too hard of a motion. You put those feet out too far, you go straight to the bar dips, and you don't quite get low enough, right? If you start really pushing for it, but you're doing these little baby reps, just as low as you can go, back it off. Bring yourself back a little bit, get that full range of motion. I want your hands to go as low as you can go, right? But that also comes with a price. Don't get so low where it goes into your neck. Keep the pressure in your upper back and your arms. Don't let this go to your traps. Keep those in mind, and then just build this up like everything else. Your triceps will thank you, your shoulders will thank you, and you'll be looking jacked in no time.